Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Techy Tip Tuesday. So I'm excited today to go over with you how to use Google Drive to organize your business and your life, basically, if you want to. I'll go over things that I do with it, and it's really my go-to resource. I It's one of those things I can't live without, I think, at this point. So I hope you find this training helpful. If you end up having questions afterwards, I will be staying for probably about a half hour for just to ask me anything portion, open business hours. So just remember that I do have that every week. So you are welcome to pop in, next week or the week after in the future. If something comes up in your business and you don't understand, you're welcome to come ask me and see if I can help. Just want to make myself available to you because I know tech stuff is, makes your head hurt sometimes depending on what it is. I know it's like that for me with things that I don't know. So if I don't know, I will tell you and we'll figure it out together. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So basically, first off, if you want to use Google Drive, you do need to set up a Google account. And basically what that is a Gmail. So if you don't know how to do that, I'm assuming, try and get to my screen. But if you go to Google, you should be able to log in over here. Can even go to incognito. Create an account right there. You'll try and pick an email that is not currently taken, and it should just prompt you on how to do that. So just in case, I know some people use Outlook, so I just wanted to go through that. So I'm not sure exactly what Outlook covers. Maybe they also have OneDrive, I believe. But yeah, so this is the Google version. This is what I'm familiar with. So that's what we're going to be going over today. I love that it's free. They do limit the storage to a certain amount, and then you do have to pay extra. I use it to host like my personal one that I use a lot. We're not going to be going into that one today just because I do have some sensitive materials in there, but I actually do pay an extra like $1.99 per month because I do host videos in there. I share videos with clients. Sometimes I edit videos for clients, and so we need that more storage. But for the average person, they give you plenty. So as we can see with this one, it gives you 15 gigabytes. So that's pretty good. I know that can seem complicated of what's what, but anyway. And then you can always pay for more if you need it. But I think that's a great deal. There's other services like Dropbox and things, and they cost a lot more. So I've been pretty happy with it. And yeah, it's been a lifesaver for me. So, okay. So first thing, you're going to set up your Google address, whatever that is. This is one of my old emails that I don't use anymore. So I thought this was a good example. So what you're gonna do, yeah, set that up, and then to get into your Google Drive, you're just gonna go over here to Google Apps, and there's more I could show you in here, but I'm gonna focus today. So you want to go to here to Google Drive, and I already had one open, so we're gonna have it open twice, but that's okay. And then as you can see in my drive. It has what I've created here. I created a client task list for my old business name, BDDS. And then if people share things with you, it's really easy just to see that there. If you've been working on something, you can click on your recent items. So that's also really handy. I think the recent items too, because usually maybe you're writing something in a document or organizing something in a spreadsheet. It's just really handy because it should just all pop up there. I haven't used this account in a very long time, so it might look a little bit different than an active one. Over here too, while we're at it, you can create different folders. You can upload files. You can upload an entire folder, create a Google Doc, which is the equivalent of like a Word document, and a Google Sheet, equivalent of the Excel sheet, Google Slides, which is kind of like PowerPoint, and Google Forms. You could do like surveys and different things. So there's so much in here that it's probably more than any of us actually are going to use all the time. But I primarily use Google Docs and Google Sheets. I like Canva instead of Google Slides, but I have used this before I switched over to Canva. I've created some pretty cool presentations for myself and for clients. So yeah, so it's cool that all of this comes with your account. It is free. Excel and Google Sheets are very similar. So if you do need to know how to do like a command or something like that, I don't usually do those things. And they keep making it more user-friendly, which is great. You can actually like highlight a row and it'll add it for you versus doing the inserting the equation or whatever you need to add things, which you can still do, but it's just cool that it keeps, again, being user-friendly. So you can open these different things. I'll kind of just show you. And then sometimes too, if you haven't named it, it'll just pick this up. So if you click in there, there you go. Um, yeah. Okay, so that would be a document. And then you can see it updates right there. And then recent, also there. Let's go back to the home, actually Google Drive. And then let's go ahead and do a sheet. So I really do love Google Sheets, and I actually created one today for a client just to organize. I like that. Yeah, I just feel like it's easier to organize things. So if I'm doing lists of things, yes, you can use the uh, document version, but then I don't know, there's something about this. And then as you grow with it, you can add more sheets to it. So let's just say like today I did um so I was doing lists of videos for a client, and so we did the name of the video and then the link, so that way we just know what we've done. And then you just want to name it something. And then I think you saw that I just clicked over here to do bold, and then the rest of it is not going to be bold. And then you'd copy and paste whatever you want in there. And then what I like is you can rename these. So maybe this one is going to be, January videos. And then you can duplicate this, which is pretty cool. Or you can just add a brand new one. So it's up to you what you want to do there. Um, but if I wanted to keep this same format and do, 12 months of that, I could just change that. Hopefully I spelled that right. Okay. So that's an example. And then if you're like, I don't want that, you can either hide it or just delete it. And yes, we would like to delete that. Okay. So that's how you use that. So just kind of some samples there. See if it renamed it. Sometimes it takes it a minute. Okay, so I wanted to show you that, and then also creating folders. This is one of my best friends for sure. So I wanted to give you some examples of some things that I do. So every year I have a new folder for taxes, receipts, any documents. I keep that separate, and every year has a new folder, and then I give that to my accountant. So let's go ahead and name this one 2024. And then inside of here, I'm going to create another folder for we got our receipts. And then maybe bookkeeping. And if you want, you can even move your receipts into your bookkeeping. So that would make sense, right? And then something else that I love to do is, especially for my business, let's do a new folder, business documents. So this is going to be great to keep like your EIN document. Anytime you renew your state license, throw that in there. Um, these are things that sometimes people ask for and you don't know where you put it. It's nice to, you just got that one folder there. And then also what I love to do is have another folder. And I personally, because I deal with a lot of businesses, it depends on your business and what you do and how many folders you need. But like for me, um, I would probably have a folder that's just for my business. And then inside of this folder, I'm also going to do another folder. It's going to be my SOP folder, so system operating procedure. So if you already have one, you can move it in here, but if you don't, this is going to be a great folder to have to put how you do different things. So again, we're going to do more folders. Some folder for marketing. And what else do we need to do? So for how do we do things in our business? So yeah, marketing. Um, of course, all I can think of right now is marketing ideas because it's a lot of what I do. But for me, I guess inside of here, I would have social media, I would have email marketing. So you want to take some time and come up with a list of what does your business need. Another one for me could be emails. Like what happens when we do emails for the company? Um, Employee onboarding. Different things like that. Hopefully that gives you some examples. So you want to have different sections, and then inside of these, you could have more folders, or it could be just your training video or your Word document, keep Word document, your your Google document of how to do whatever you're trying to explain. So that way anybody that needs to could step into your business and know what is expected of them. If it's an employee, they have a link to this file here. So that way they can look up what they need to do if you're not available. So something else you can do, so you want to make sure you're sharing this with them, is you want to right click and then you're going to share and you're going to go ahead and click on that. And then what I would do, so right now it's only accessible to you. So I would change this to anyone with the link could view, unless it's like an executive assistant. Maybe you want them to like create these and edit them for you. You're going to add them to it, but most people you just want them to be able to view. So you would copy that link and then share that in your, what is it called? Somewhere like you store things. So for me, what I do, me and my team, we use Asana. And so I have this in Asana for them as, the SOP link. So wherever you would share that with them, another place that would be good to share that with them is like um, what we use for our passwords for my team is 1Password. So you could also create a note in that for them under their vaults is what it's called in 1Password. So think about that, like how are you going to share this with them? Hopefully this is not overwhelming, but just take it one step at a time, just get used to it and think about, what do you use a lot? I think that's the best place to start because you don't want to get overwhelmed. You just want to like, put your toe in, see if I find it really fun. So, but I know not everybody's like me with this kind of stuff. But I love being organized. I love knowing that if me or my team needs something, we know exactly where it is. And then again, like if you're only going to have so many Google accounts. So you may want to create another folder for personal, or maybe you call it family. And then inside of here, you could put pictures. You could do different trips that you took with your family. and keep that all here. And if you do real estate investing or have rental properties, you can keep all that organized. Like for me, what I do is inside of the year. I also have other folders for uh, the different properties that I have. And then I can keep track of receipts of money that I spend on those. And that way, at the end of the year, I can write them off on my taxes pretty easily. Okay, so we got that. Another thing that's pretty cool. So let's do, so we're pretending that this is mine. So in here too, yes, I've got my SOP, but maybe I also want to create files to share with my clients. And that's another great thing too for your bookkeeping is you can share that folder with your accountant and it's a lot more secure. You don't want to be sending sensitive like W-2s and things just over plain email. So it's nice that you can actually share that with them. Okay, so we're gonna do a new one of these and we'll go to clients. And then each client inside of here can have their own folder. So we've got our Jane Doe. And then inside of here, you've got maybe we're just gonna call this actually over here. You kind of learn how to work with these a little bit easier as you use them, but like maybe we're gonna do a checklist. Let's just make this look a little bit nicer. And then see if that updates. Okay. So, and then you can share that with them. And you can share just individual documents with them. And you can add, um, their email up here if you want to. And then let's go ahead and go back. Or if you wanted to share their folder with them, again, you right click, share, and go ahead and put their email there. If you have it, just anyone with the link can view. Once it's set to that, there was a button to copy it right there. But you can also find it, copy link here or share copy link. Okay. So yeah, I find that really, really helpful for working with clients or just anybody you're doing collaborating with. It makes it really easy and to share videos, checklists, documents, different files. It's a pretty cool way to do that. I also found or have found that Google Drive is a really great way if you're creating something to share with people, if you're building your email list, if you've got a freebie. Most people have a Google Drive, so you can share it with them and then they can actually create their own version. So you'll find if you're doing any kind of like a course, a lot of times they'll give you a Google Drive link and then you create your own copy of it and then you can edit it. So that can be really helpful as well. All right, so we just have a little checklist, what we're going through. I think we've kind of covered everything. So let's look at what it looks like now. Wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. But as you can see, we've only been chatting for about 20 minutes, I think. And this is what we have. We're already pretty organized. And then once you've been using it for a long time and you've got multiple years, you could create another folder for past years, just to condense things, organize them better. But it's really yours. Like you have to think about what do you want it to look like? What's the most useful for you? See, I would just get started. If you haven't been organized or organizing anything, I think this is a great place to start because we are just, are we like 3 or 4 months, to the end of the year? I think we just got 3 more months, right? No, 4, 3.5. You want to start putting together your tax documents. This can be a really cool way to do that. And just the more organized you can get, the easier everything's going to be, right? So, yeah, do it once, save time, and then utilize technology just to make our lives a little bit easier. So, yeah, so I hope you found this useful. Yeah, this one I barely used any storage at all. So, it should just be free for you. If you do have any questions, be sure to hang out after the training, and I'm happy to chat with you and answer your questions. I'm not going to record that portion. Uh, but yeah, so thank you for watching. Especially if you're watching the replay on my YouTube channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and join me next week for another episode of Techy Tip Tuesdays. Techy Tuesdays. All right. Thank you.